Haiti, the poorest country in the world with an unemployment rate of 79%. A country devastated by earthquake in 2010. The world responded after that earthquake with food and supplies and medical assistance. Relief efforts continue to this day. But a new approach is needed. In the words of Steve Corbett and Brian Fickert, authors of the book When Helping Hurts, we need to help the materially poor develop. They are better able to fulfill their calling of glorifying God by working and supporting themselves and their families with the fruits of that work. God used that idea to lead to the founding of Beyond Relief International Ministries. It's a time-honored principle in action. Give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime. Beyond Relief began teaching trade school classes in St. Louis du Nord in 2011. Located 8 hours from Port-au-Prince, St. Louis is in the northwest section of Haiti, the poorest part of the poorest country in the world. The school's goal is to provide quality vocational training for Haitians at an extremely low cost, something that is lacking in this poverty-torn country.
So it is very important too to know how good the Haitians, the students are happy for the trade school here in St. Louis, Haiti, because they are very needy of education in Haiti, and something like that can help them to get better lives.
To provide the classes, students pay a small portion of the cost in order to have some skin in the game. The remainder is funded through Beyond Relief's fundraising efforts. Research told us that Haitians in this area would benefit most by learning skills in electrical work, plumbing, computer technology, English, and art. These skill sets would help lead to significant employment and empower Haitians to improve their lives, their families' lives, and the community as a whole.
I take English in Beyond Relief Trade School. It's because I love English. Because when you take English in Haiti, I think that is a profession, because you can work in whatever company in Haiti.
These trade skills are currently being taught at Beyond Relief Trade School by Haitians who are professionals in their fields.
Hi, my name is Joseph Wilson. It's very, very important because when I learn something about the computer, and sometimes I can go to work, like even in the bank or somewhere else. It's not easy to have a computer class in Haiti. The reason is you don't have enough money. You don't have money to pay. So that costs a lot of money. Every month you have to pay. It is in Haitian money, but it's not easy to have that much money they're gonna ask you to loan.
Just as importantly, Beyond Relief Trade School encourages students to grow in their relationship with God. On a regular basis, local pastors come to the school to present the gospel of Jesus Christ to students who may not hear it anywhere else due to their culture. The large majority of the cost of providing the trade school is covered through donations from people in the United States. God has given all of us many gifts and talents. We have an opportunity through Beyond Relief International Ministries to use what God has given us to help others develop their own gifts and talents. Beyond Relief Trade School is providing critical life skills to help the people of Haiti learn to be self-sufficient. Financial contributions are crucial if we are to continue providing this level of training at a very low cost to the students. As the name of the ministry implies, it's time to move beyond relief.
I was introduced to the book that was mentioned in this video by our previous district superintendent, George Warren. An excellent book on helping people who want to do some things for themselves. A way for people to keep their dignity, to provide for their own families when they maybe don't have a chance to do that. So this is an excellent idea. I love what you guys are doing. By the way, this is Rita and David Kuntz, and they were married in this building, raised in this building, and not totally. You kind of went to home sometimes, right? Once in a while. So they're from East Cross, and it's a great. You've enjoyed the changes since you've been back. It looks nice, doesn't it?
Yes, it does look nice.
It's gorgeous. So add a boy and add a girl to all of you who have done all the changes, so the Kuntz are from here, and what they did was they at some point, I guess they made you retire.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, yeah. So this engineering thing, he had to quit for this, and so he was looking for what, or might not have been looking, but anyway, so it happens that they end up giving their life to mission. And so I'm going to ask them to share a little bit of their story about that in just a few moments, and we're going to talk about Haiti. But I want to talk about the Haiti itself. When Haiti comes to mind, a couple of things is hoodoo, you do, voodoo, whatever that saying goes. It's a lot of voodoo there. And so I heard a statement here a while back. It doesn't matter whether you're a Christian or an atheist, your voodoo's included. So there's that part of that, I guess, that it's been such a part of their culture that it's part of what happens in Haiti. The other thing that comes to mind is because of Papa and Baby, what was their name?
Papa Doc
Papa Doc and Baby Doc?
and Baby Doc.
Yeah, y'all heard that? Anybody, y'all history fans know about Papa and Baby Doc? So a lot of corruption that has run rampant for years in Haiti. And so I guess what really helped me want to really be supportive of this ministry is y'all have found a way to get around whatever corruption or even perceived corruption in Haiti and do some work directly with individuals. So I love that. So the part of Haiti you're working in, where is that? Kind of give us an idea of what part it is that the trade school is.
Well, we're in the northwest part of Haiti. We're 150 miles from Port-au-Prince. It takes 8 hours to drive, if you're lucky. Sometimes it's taken us as much as 13 hours, simply because the roads are bad. Yeah, it's quite a feat to travel up to the northwest part. Port-au-Prince is more in the south.
So an engineer husband ought to find a way to get you an airplane to fly back and forth, right?
Well, we are blessed that there's a Mission Aviation Fellowship.
Is it really?
That
Cool.
yeah,
All right.
and we take a very small airplane ride. Takes 45 minutes flying over the mountains, and when the plane dips, you just kind of think, okay, God, you're watching over us. But yeah, we do that. It's a feat to get up there.
Okay, so it sounds rural, but there's probably more people than what we would consider rural in Oklahoma. Is that?
Yeah, that's a fact. It's a rural area. As you could tell probably from some of the video, there's a lot of people that walk around. They ride motorcycles, scooters mostly. There's a few cars, donkeys you can travel around on. In total, there's about 80 to 90,000 people in the area. And the street you saw in the video that was paved, that's pretty much the only paved street in the area where we are. Mentioned earlier service, we take advantage of the fact that we have light when you flip a light switch. We have water when you turn the faucet on and those things. This area, few if any people have what I would call running water, unless you have a tank on the roof. There's no city utilities of any kind, so if you happen to have a generator or if you happen to have a solar panel, you can probably run a light bulb or two. So that's kind of the area we're in.
Okay, so the ministry, y'all are working with, there's an orphanage there that y'all work with, is that correct? Tell me about that, and then what got you started in the ministry. I understand that it was through a ministry there, so kind of give us an idea of how you got started in this.
Well, our church that we were attending in Cincinnati area started going to Haiti in 2006, and in 2007, a friend of ours went first, and she talked about how difficult it was, and I thought, man, I will never do that. Don't ever tell God that you will never do something, because God will change that. When they were preparing to go in 2007, I just knew. I knew that God was saying go. And even though I didn't want to go, I said, okay, I'm going to take my step in faith, and I believe that I'm doing what God wants me to do. And so I went, changed my life, went back, became missions director of our church, started getting David involved. We'd led several trips up to Haiti, and after the earthquake in 2010, God really laid it on my heart that it's time to do more than just give them food, but we needed to provide job skills. And so God opened it up so that we started a trade school.
And when your wife comes home from a trip into Haiti and she says, I think God would like us to start a trade school in Haiti. And my engineer brain said, no, I think you're joking here. Not to give you all the details, but over the next few weeks, I figured out that, yes, God was involved in this idea, and it was something we needed to do. At the time, I was still working, so it was a little more interesting to think about.
So the video said 79% unemployment. That's not very many people working, gainfully employed. And so I assume there's not a lot of money there. And so just to have a job. So if the kids are coming out of an orphanage, they age out of the orphanage. Now a lot of these children, and anytime I say something wrong, correct it, okay? Because what I'm understanding, so fix it, okay? So my understanding is that a lot of these kids, when they age out of the orphanage at 18 or whatever the age is, then that there's really no place, and a lot of them have parents, but they couldn't raise the kids, and so a lot of them are in orphanages because their parents couldn't afford to feed them.
Right. Most of the orphans then there's many orphanages in Haiti. The parents just can't afford to take care of them, so they'll take them and drop them off at an orphanage. And they will get fed, and most of them receive at least a grade school education. But then once they age out, then there's nothing for them to do.
So what do they do if there's nothing to do?
Beg. They get involved in a lot of, I was going to say a lot of females, but there's male prostitutes, so there's a lot of prostitution, gangs. So they survive orphanages, but once they turn 18, then what? So that's why giving them a job skill is so important, because now we can teach them, empower them to take care of their own families. If they have a job, then they can their families. They won't be dropping their children off in orphanages. They will be providing for their children to go to school, and they'll be providing an example of showing them what it's like to work and what it's like to be successful.
Right, so we need good models.
Yes.
We have to have good models to even know that that's what we're supposed to do. So I know being an engineer and engineer family in the Northeast, or North, y'all call that Northwest? What do you call Cincinnati?
Oh, yeah.
Southwest,
Yeah.
Ohio.
Okay,
Yeah. We're actually in Toledo now, so we are in the
okay.
Northwest.
So, you're there and you're flying back and forth, you're doing all you can down there, but you have Haitian people running that, you're paying Haitian people Haitian salaries to do those things. So, and tell me how much, very intentional here. Listen very closely to this, okay? Very close. How much money do y'all skim off of the top before you give it to the Haitians?
Well, I get double what all your volunteers here get.
Yes. Okay. I told you to listen carefully. Okay, what we have is we have some people who have taken their retirement and are giving themselves to these Haitian people. They're taking no salaries, they're not doing so. So when we give, when we are involved, 100% goes to helping the Haitian people, okay? God has blessed them so much with their background and with the abilities they have in the job and stuff that they don't have to have income from that. And so they've taken their lives and they're doing and giving themselves. I mean, these people not only go down there a lot and run these programs part of the time from the United States, but they're also giving all they can to this ministry as well. So I want you to know, when we talk about giving to this ministry, we're not giving to the Kuntz, okay? The Kuntz have done well. God's blessed them. So, attaboy and attagirl. And thank you, Jesus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Praise God.
Yeah, praise God for that.
Our objective really from the start of this was to really empower the Haitians to run this operation and to be the ones that they run the day-to-day operation of the school. We're in the U.S. doing fundraising and those kind of things, and I think I mentioned this morning, probably 1 or 2% of what comes in from our fundraising efforts stays in the U.S., and that's because we really need to have some brochures and some videos and business cards and things to hand out so people know where to look if they want to find out more.
By the way, the video I thought was done excellently. I thought that was a great video. Whoever did that, thumbs up. Okay, so we have kids that would go, that they're probably the easiest way for them to make money is going to prostitution if they don't have these kind of jobs. And so the kind of jobs that they've done studies there, and they're, go through them again. I know they were in the video, but there was, what were the different?
Plumbing, electrical, computer, English,
and art.
art. We've just added a tiling class because they tile everything. All their floors are tiled, furniture's tiled. And we've just received a grant to start a sewing class next fall.
So where's Jaretta? Sewing class. There you go. All right. So these are things that are very marketable skills where they're at, because that's what's happening in that place, and that's where they need, and that's what they can do. And then if they can make a little bit of money, then they're going to spend a little money. When they spend some money, then they're going to pay another one of those persons to do what they can do. And so it just builds this whole thing. And the cool part is, cool part is that then we're totally bypassing going through all the Haitian, I'll call it Haitian corruption. I know not all people in Haiti are corrupt. I understand that. But they have been known that some of the countries, the third world countries, for a lot of it going to the bureaucracy rather than the people. So in this ministry, we're going straight to them and helping these individuals personally. And so, like these kids on the front row right here, if they were in Haiti, where they're at, like 2/3 of them or something might be going into prostitution because that's the only thing they could do. That's the only way they could eat. And so just think of how blessed we are and what the ministry is helping these families do for their own kids, and how they're helping these kids to do this and change the life cycle and change the cycle of these families. So tell me, I know you've got a story about a person or two that has been through a process and kind of gone through there. So kind of share, just so we have an idea of a person that's been through the ministry.
Okay, one of our best success stories is a young man named Dorsley. He's married. He has 2 children. He was working a very low-paying job, not enough to really make a living on. And his wife wanted to help the family out by starting a business, and she took a business loan, which I'm not exactly sure, probably more like from a loan shark in Haiti, and tried to start her own business. The business failed, and the loan came due. In Haiti, debtor's prison does exist, and it's not pretty. And so one of the parents will go to prison when you cannot pay back money that you've borrowed. And Dorsley was attending our school, studying electrical, and he finished up the class and got a job. And in 1 month, he was able to make enough money that he paid his wife's debt and saved either one of them from going to prison. So now they not only, didn't go to prison, but now they can afford to send their kids to school, and they have enough money to provide for themselves.
Just another quick one, I guess, because East Cross has gotten involved with us, and that's important. In Haiti, you have to have a certified secretary as part of your school to keep the records. And we didn't know this on the front end, so all of a sudden we had to have this person, and it was going to cost us probably $150 a month. And to let you know, we run on pretty much a shoestring. Our total budget for a year is in the neighborhood of $40,000, and $30,000 of that goes to paying staff. So that's where East Cross stepped in and said, yeah, we can support this secretary, so we will provide the funds for you guys to do that, and have been doing so faithfully ever since then. So it was a God thing in our mind that came about, because we did not know where that money was coming from. The person who is our secretary actually went through the school, went through our computer class, and that's the point at which we hired her, because we knew she had the skills to do a good job for us. So thank you, East Cross Church.
Yeah. Reach over and pat somebody on the back and tell them attaboy or attagirl, would you? See, because this is what we do. This is one of the neat things about East Cross. And this is a way we do things a little differently here than in other churches I've served. And that is this. When you give in your tithe, when you give offering, when you put your check in, you throw your the $20 bill in, or whatever it is you do, then a part of that's going to go to missions, because we include missions in our budget. We want to help people. We want to help kids not have to go into prostitution. And so we do everything we can to help that. And so that's part of what you give toward, is what we're talking about today. So some of these kids, some of these families that didn't have to go to prison and be whatever happened there would happen, you're part of that. And so thank you so much, because we change lives when we do this. You know, sometimes we think about all the money we spend on ourselves here, but it doesn't take a whole lot sometimes. So there's some deal about a $35, because I'm overhearing between services, something about a $35 thing, $100. I don't understand. Tell me what that is, okay? Because honestly, I don't understand what it is.
Well, like David said, it's about $40,000 for us to run the school, $40,000 a year. The students pay about $3 a month, because they got to have some skin in the game. We found free doesn't work in Haiti any more than free works in the United States. So they pay a little bit, but that's only a small percentage of what it costs. It costs $35 per student to run the school. And we have figured if we get 100 scholarships at $35 a month, that we can fund the running of the school. So we currently have about 42 people that provide a scholarship, a monthly scholarship, to cover the cost of running the school. So we're a little short on what it costs to run the school, but so we are looking for more people to donate scholarships.
Okay, so on top of us helping as a church through our giving of our tithe and offering to the church, then if somebody wanted to talk to you afterwards about sponsoring a person that would change the whole trajectory of a whole family's life forever, then they could talk to you about that. Because $35 a month would do that for a family.
Right. $35 a month will cover one person for the school year.
Can you imagine changing the life of not only this person, but their children and their children, saving a whole family, wherever that goes, for $35 a month? If God lays it on your heart, do it. I'm not intending to try to shame anybody into it, but I'm just telling you that you can make a difference if that's something that God's laying on your heart. You can do that, and you can do it very easily, and it doesn't cost so much as we would think it would, as we try to do that here anyway.
Hey, and if you have a pen in your hand right now, I'll just tell you, write down on your little bulletin thing, www.gobeyondrelief.org, O-R-G. You'll get a lot more information about what we're doing, and that also offers you opportunities if you are interested in donating on an ongoing basis or a one-time thing.
Yeah, I tried gobeyondrelief.com, and it's some kind of massage thing, so I backed out of there. So
Org, O-R-G.
O-R-G, on the end, O-R-G, okay? Isn't that what wasn't there something like that? Yeah, we were trying to get it figured out. Okay, we're gonna cut this because we have more to do here. But thank you guys so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for following God's work. This is what I want to do when I retire. Maybe not in Haiti. Yeah, we all say that, right?
Right.
But I hear God's calling me to Hawaii or something maybe. But,
That can work.
Yeah.
Hey, before you wrap this up, let me just say one thing. There's nothing special about David and Rita Kuntz. There's nothing in particular from our standpoint special about Go Beyond Relief. What's special to us about this ministry is that we took a step, where God said, this is where I want you to go, and I kind of fought it, but then take a step. Do the same thing, whatever it may be for you, whether it's working with Haiti, whether it's working with us, whether it's doing something here locally. Listen to what God has to say, and then just take a step in faith and obedience, even though it seems really scary, and go for it.